Hi guys, how are you doing? If you are living in Sweden or if you are planning to move to Sweden, then you already know Sweden is known for its high taxes. People are paying almost 29 to 35% of their income in taxes. There are people who are paying almost 50% of their income in taxes, which I think is really high. But the interesting part is majority of your tax portion goes in pension, which is like you are paying taxes to your future self. You are saving money for your future self, so which is very interesting. So it is very important that you know how government is taking care of your money, how government is investing your money, and what are the different components of your pension. So in this video I want to talk about Swedish pension system in general as a topic. I want to talk on very general things because pension is very long topic. Probably I will make few more videos to talk in very detail about every single component, but this video is very general to talk about Swedish pension system, what are the different components, how government takes care of your money, and how much you yourself can control the investment, what are the different kind of funds, and how much you can control your money and take care of your money. Three components of pension, or there are three different ways that how you can get a pension. So the first is through private saving. For example, let's say I am earning very high, so because of which I am also being taxed very high. So what I can do is I can invest in pension fund. So I might get some tax benefit from government because I am investing in pension fund. So that is called as private savings. So I am investing in pension. I am investing some money to get my pension in future through my private savings. So that is the one component of pension. Second component is through occupational pension. Now this is given by my employer to me, but the catch is your employer should be part of collective agreement. Now what is collective agreement? Collective agreement is nothing but an agreement between union and your employer, wherein they negotiate on your pension and on sickness benefit or any other kind of benefit. So when you are joining any new organization, when you are signing contract, so make sure that you ask your employer that are they part of collective agreement or not. If they are not part of collective agreement, I would suggest please negotiate better on your salary, because you might lose on your occupational pension, which I am getting, which most of the Swedish companies are paying, because 98% of the Swedish organization are part of collective agreement. So if they are not, if you are joining any organization which is not part of collective agreement, then I would suggest please negotiate better on your salary, because you are losing on your occupational pension, which generally people are getting, which most of the people are getting. Now the third component of pension, or the third ways of getting pension, is state pension or general pension. Now this is the highest component of pension. This is the higher chunk from where you will get your pension money. Occupational pension is administered by different platforms called Collectum. There is also a Fora, or SPV SPV takes care of government employees. So these are different brokers, but the Collectum is very common. My occupational pension fund is also administered by Collectum, which is like very common. Now, how do they invest money? Let's say my employer has given me 100 krona as occupational pension. So in my case, what happens is Collectum will invest this entire 100 krona in a traditional insurance fund, which is like very low risk, at the same time low growth insurance fund. But what I can do is I can choose 50 krona, like I can choose 50% of my occupational pension to be invested in a fund of my choice. So you have a choice to choose 50% of your occupational pension to be invested in a fund of your choice. So I can 50% of my traditional insurance, 50% of my occupational pension will go in a traditional insurance fund, and the balance 50% of my occupational pension can be invested in, let's say, a fund A. Or I can break this and I can invest 25% of my occupational pension in fund A and the rest 25 in fund B. So you have a choice in occupational pension to invest 50% of your money to be invested in fund of your choice. So you can go on collect them. You will find a drop down wherein you have to choose that will you choose a fund, then you say select yes, and once you select yes, so it will show you drop downs which kind of funds, and do you want to select entire 50% in one single fund, or you want to break that into 25 and likewise. So you can choose that. And if you have good knowledge about financial market and funds, so you can select that option and you can invest your money wisely. I do not have much knowledge about financial market, so I have given all the authority. I have selected like 100% into traditional insurance fund. But if you are someone who understand the fund market, so you can choose your 50% of occupational fund. You can invest your money wisely and get good returns on it. General pension or state pension is paid by you. It is part of your income. It is part of your salary. When you get a salary, your taxes are already deducted. So part of that tax goes to general pension, or also called as state pension. So whenever you get any kind of income, so that income is already taxed. Tax is already deducted on that income, and part of that tax goes to general pension or state pension. Now, if you are not earning, let's say you are dependent and you are getting some kind of unemployment benefit, in that case also your benefit is taxed. You are also paying some kind of taxes on that benefit, so that tax is contributing to some part of that tax is also contributing to this general pension. So everybody who are living in Sweden or who are working in Sweden is eligible to get this general pension or state pension. Now, how the calculation goes for the general pension or the state pension is like 18.5% of a base value is kept aside or is contributed to a general pension. Now, what is the base value? For 2022, base value is 44,337 something. The figure is not accurate because I googled it or I searched it. Different platform is showing different figure. So there is a base value. So on that base value, 18.5% is calculated, and that much amount is contributed every month from your salary. Now, let's say my salary is 40,000 and base value is 44,000. So 18.5% on 40,000 is calculated and contributed to the pension. And let's say your salary is 50,000 or 60,000. But in your case, the higher limit is base value. So this base value is maximum cap. So in your case, let's say your salary is 50,000 per month. In that case, 18.5% of this base value, which is 44,337, is calculated, and that much amount is contributed to the general pension. So this base value is to keep a cap on maximum limit. It is not for the minimum salaries. So whatever is my minimum, on that 18.5% will go to general pension or state pension. But in your case, if your salary is more than that base value, so in that case only base value is considered as benchmark to calculate that 18.5% of a general pension. Now, can you control a general pension? Yes. So there are two components of general pension. 16% of this 18.5 goes into income pension, wherein you have no control. Government takes care of it. They do not tell you that where they are investing that money. But 2.5% of this 18.5% goes into premium pension, where you can choose a fund of your choice and you can decide that in which fund you want to invest that 2.5% of your general pension, and you can choose a fund and you can control your money. Let's talk a little bit about payouts. How will you get the money? How will you get the pension? So after the age of 65, you will get pension every month. But that figure 65 is very subjective. It depends on which kind of pension scheme you are in and what are the different components of pension. So that 65 is very subjective figure. If you are an individual, you will get your pension for lifelong till the time you live. What if, let's say I die in 50, what if I die in 50? So what about my contribution that I have contributed to this pension scheme for all this, like all the while that I was working in Sweden. What happens to that money? So there is a component called repayment protection. If I select yes in repayment protection, so that money will go to my spouse, my husband. But if I select no to the repayment protection, so that money will be distributed amongst the people, amongst the pension contributioner of my age. Let's say if I die at the age of 50 and you and me belong to same age, in that case that contribution will be distributed to you and few other people who are of the age 50. So what many people do is they do not select repayment option as yes, they keep it as no, so that they get contribution from all the different people who might unfortunately die and who might so they might get benefited from their contribution. So but I would suggest to everyone please select yes, so that if something happens to you, your loved one might get benefited from your pension contribution. It is your hard-earned money. Now there is also one component called family protection. So what let's say I'm working and all of a sudden I die. In that case my family will get a certain amount every year. But to get that family protection, I need to be working while I die. Let's say I quit my job and I died. In that case, my family will not get anything. So I have to be working when I die to get that family protection. I think that's sorry, it's an insurance thing. So that's about the family protection. Now there is one more pension called guaranteed pension. So that government will give you guaranteed pension if you are not getting any other kind of pension, like if you are not getting occupational pension, if you are not getting state pension, to make sure that you have enough money to live a basic life. Government will give you a guaranteed pension, which is like very minimum, but that ensures that you will have some money to ensure that you live a basic life. Now, but to get a guaranteed pension, you have to be living in Sweden for at least 40 years. So that's the basic condition to get a guaranteed pension. Now, the very important question is, what if I leave the country? Will I still get my pension? Yes. Be in any part of the world, you will get your occupational pension, you will get your state pension or general pension. You will not get the guaranteed pension if you are not living in Sweden. To get a guaranteed pension, you need to live in Sweden and you have to be living in Sweden for 40 years. You can check your pension contribution on two websites. The one is minpension.se, the other one is Collectum. On Collectum, you can do any kind of changes. If you want to select repayment protection as yes, you can do that. But on minpension, you can't do any changes. It is only in the view mode. You can't do any changes. And finally, guys, this video is completely based on my personal experiences and my personal research. If you find any discrepancies, please write me back in comment section. I would love to know more, because this topic is such that anything and everything is welcomed. And thank you so much for watching till here. Bye.